Hello and welcome. Let's dive straight into a truth that might actually surprise you. If you're preparing for your IELTS exam, you might think you need flawless, completely robotic grammar to get a top score. Well, you don't. The real secret to a Band 7 is not perfect grammar. It is sounding natural, fluent, and confident. I'm your host, and today I am going to show you exactly how to achieve that. Today's explainer is really a specialized masterclass. We've drawn from a comprehensive guide of 60 real, high-scoring model answers, and we've selected the absolute best examples to show you exactly how to build that effortless fluency. So think of me as your private tutor for the next few minutes. We're going to look closely at what examiners actually want to hear from you.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, Part 1, Familiar Topics. Number 2, Part 2, the Cue Card. Number 3, Part 3, Abstract Discussions. And finally, Number 4, the High Band Vocabulary Vault.
First, let's just quickly ground ourselves in the structure of the exam. The speaking test takes about 11 to 14 minutes in total. Part 1 is about you, lasting 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2 is the topic card, where you speak uninterrupted for 1 to 2 minutes, and Part 3 is the discussion, where you explore abstract ideas for another 4 to 5 minutes.
All right, let's jump right into Part 1, Familiar Topics.
The absolutely crucial point for Part 1 is to never give a one-word answer. You must extend your response by adding a reason, an example, or a feeling. Let's see how this works in practice. My co-host is going to play the role of the examiner. Take it away. Do you like where you live?
Notice how that answer begins. Instead of just saying a flat, yes, I do, the candidate adds, I'm quite fond of my city, actually. That instantly elevates the response, right? It sounds warm, it sounds natural, and then they extend it with a real feeling. What I particularly love about it is the sense of community. A quick tip here. If you want to extend this even further, you could add a quick, one-sentence anecdote about a recent community event you attended.
Now look at the phrase, having said that. This is a brilliant linking phrase. It shows balance and introduces a contrasting point, which examiners highly favor. I want you to practice this with me right now. Say it out loud. Having said that. Excellent. Keep that in your back pocket and use it when you want to elegantly show two sides of a coin.
Do you enjoy travel flutter?
Again, we don't just hear yes. We hear absolutely. Traveling is one of my great passions, and the extension here is just beautiful. It genuinely broadens your mind. Let's practice that phrase so it feels natural on your tongue. Repeat after me. Broadens your mind. Perfect. It's a completely natural, high-band way to explain why you like experiencing new things.
Okay, moving on to Part 2, the cue card.
This is the part where you have to speak uninterrupted for 1 to 2 minutes. It can definitely feel intimidating, but remember, you get a 1-minute prep time, and how you use that minute is everything. So here is your micro tip. During your prep, do not write full sentences. Just outline this simple 3-step structure. First, introduce the topic. Second, describe the details using your senses. And third, and this is where you really secure that Band 7, reflect with your personal feelings.
Describe something you do to stay healthy.
That brilliantly illustrates our 3-step structure. The candidate introduces the habit, which is walking. They describe it, noting it began simply to get fresh air. But then they reflect. The benefits went far beyond the physical. The mental clarity it gives you is remarkable. Notice that specific phrase, went far beyond. It's a wonderful, natural transition from a simple physical description to a much deeper personal reflection.
Now for Part 3, Abstract Discussions.
This is generally considered the most challenging section because it requires opinions, comparisons, and complex cause and effect thinking. Let's look at an example.
How has education changed in recent years?
Listen to the grace of that answer. In many respects, education has been transformed beyond recognition. The candidate then naturally balances the argument by discussing online learning, but adds, however, I do think something valuable is lost when the face-to-face element is removed. They are handling a really complex idea by presenting a beautifully balanced, thoughtful view.
Just look at the difference here. A basic candidate says, education changed a lot. A Band 7 Plus candidate says, education has been transformed beyond recognition. Try saying that with me. Transformed beyond recognition. Fantastic. Using language like that shows the examiner you have a commanding grasp of English vocabulary. Let's try one more complex question.
Will artificial intelligence replace human workers?
So, the absolutely crucial point to take away from this is how the candidate buys themselves time to think. They acknowledge the sheer gravity of the question right out of the gate. This is perhaps the defining question of our era. That is a brilliant strategy. It sounds incredibly fluent, and it gives your brain a crucial second to formulate the rest of the answer, highlighting those uniquely human qualities.
Finally, let's step into the high-band vocabulary vault.
Let's open up this vault. What we have here is a toolkit of words and discourse markers you should mentally bank for your exam. I want you to practice your pronunciation with me in real time, so don't be shy. Let's start with discourse markers, which are essentially the glue that links your ideas together smoothly. Repeat after me. Having said that, on the one hand, on the other hand, in many respects, what concerns me most is, generally speaking. Using these phrases effectively signals to the examiner that your thoughts are clear, structured, and organized.
Next, let's look at high-band adjectives. Instead of relying on basic words like very big or very good, try these instead. Repeat with me. Overwhelming, extraordinary, unprecedented, genuinely or deeply rewarding. Seriously, slipping just 2 or 3 of these words into your answers will immediately elevate your standard responses right into Band 7 territory.
And that brings us to your challenge for the day. I want you to pick one Part 3 question, maybe the one about education, or the one about AI, and record yourself on your phone answering it for exactly 2 minutes. Listen back to it. Try to incorporate having said that or transformed beyond recognition. Remember, you are far more capable than you think. Keep it simple, keep it fluent, and approach that exam with confidence. Ultimately, the question isn't whether you can speak English. The question is, how clearly can you share your uniquely human perspective with the world? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go start that timer.